a while, but things will start to click, and you'll start to get to know the basics.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite important with this kind of industry, I think.
Most definitely. I do think literally getting in the mix of what you're saying and networking is definitely a big key to any type of business venture, any type of field you want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very good point.
Yeah. I think as well, like, for some people, it's really out their comfort zone to do that, though.
Yes, that's another issue, though.
Yeah, that's a completely separate issue.
Completely.
But it coincides being an entrepreneur or trying to start something new. It's a hindering factor for a lot of people. Like if you go to, all right, you say get in the mix. I say get in the mix, but you go to the networking event, you don't know who to speak to or what to say to them.
Yeah.
You don't. Do you know what I mean? And you just freeze up and end up standing in the corner, not saying much or doing much.
Yeah, I've seen that guy before.
I've seen that guy.
And you're just like, what is he saying? That's strange.
Yeah, but it's just...
Did he just come here to observe and eat the free biscuits?
Yeah, it's the free biscuits and the coffee.
Yeah, like, did he come for just the freebies?
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's just some people are a bit nervous, and it's even just going to the networking event is a step for them.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, because even though that's not necessarily me, because I always had an agenda. When I went to a networking event, I had an agenda, not like, oh, I'm here to do this or I'm here to do that, but I just had my own personal thinking. Okay, why am I going to this networking event?
Yeah.
I am going here to just hear what the speaker's going to say.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to this networking event just in case I meet someone that is in my field that could help.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to this networking event because I have nothing else to do, and it's good to socialize with like-minded people. Like, you just go
there
and have your own personal agenda, in a sense where you have a target,
some type of plan, some type of objective, some type of motive.
So if your objective is, I need to speak to someone that has done rent to rent, or I need to speak to someone that's done property development, I'm going to have to search the room to find that person, or whatever it may be. So some of the times when I had those sort of objectives, I'll be like, okay, I need to speak to 2-3 people where I can build business contacts, or 2-3 people that are actively looking for rent to rents, or actively looking for development sites, or whatever it may be. I just made sure I had some form of target.
Yeah.
And I think that would help that person that is a bit shy and it's a bit out of their comfort zone, you know?
Definitely. Because what do they say, that famous saying, fail to plan, plan to fail?
Yeah. Preparation is key. So it's like you don't have to write down targets to go to a networking event. Like, it's not that deep. Yeah, it's not that serious, but it's just...
But you know what helps me?
Well done.
Like, if I'm on the way to somewhere, on the way to an event, I'll just start speaking to people. Like, just random people. Like, if you're in a taxi,
you do a warm-up.
Just talk to the taxi man about the event you're going to, and just let him know why you're going there, because he's gonna want to chat to you. Taxi man always want to chat, innit?
They love a chat.
Like chat about the cat, the dog. My dog ate me, my slippers.
My slippers.
Yeah, what? I don't care about your slippers. But he's been talking like that all day, so he's got the fluidity to just speak and just chat to anything.
Anyone that comes in,
Just chat to people.
Yeah.
And obviously, depending on the time or day, sometimes.
Yeah.
Just talking to someone at the bus stop, you might come across a bit strange, but chat to anyone. Yeah,
I think just coming out of your comfort zone in your own way. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, that's your way of warming up for the networking event. Yeah. I personally wouldn't do something like that, but the way I warm up is I would speak to maybe the person that organised the event, the main speaker, because they are always the most open, because they've been speaking the whole day and they are the face of it. Yeah. So I'd speak to them first to warm me up. Just be like, okay, warmed up, spoke to the main guy. Yeah. All right. And then I'll get them to maybe recommend someone I can speak to, because I've told them what I'm doing and stuff like that. So
Just get out there, man.
Just get out there.
Get out there, man. Go to the bus stop, get in a taxi, just get out there with an agenda, with a, you know what I'm saying? With a plan, an objective, and you'll succeed.
Yeah, and look, practical advice I would say is what I used to use is Meetup. Meetup was good for networking events.
I remember that app, yeah.
Eventbrite was good for networking events. If you just type in whatever you're doing, so let's say you're looking for a property networking event, in this case, type in property networking event in your area, and then in Google, and then there's like a feed that will come up with different ones on different days and stuff like that. Obviously, that's when once things have died down, etc., with COVID. But that's how I practically go about getting in the mix.
Yeah, man, that's some positive words, man, for people out there that are wanting to get into the property market or just getting out there and just want to network with people about maybe a product or anything. Yeah. Or their business model.
100%.
It's a good look. And so you went from going to the deal source, the rent-to-rent events, HMO events, and then you moved on to, where did you go from there?
So from rent-to-rent, I moved on to property development. Yeah, so I did spend like a year in just property sales, general property sales, and that's when I actually registered my limited company. Actually for, okay, I want to take the deal sourcing on the side as seriously as possible. Got all my insurances in place, became fully compliant and was ready to go. In my first year, I realized I didn't really have a lot of time for deal sourcing. So I ended up doing 2 deals, and it was pretty much from old contacts.
Okay.
So because of that, it was like, okay, that's all right, but can I do more? How can I increase my cash flow? Because the cash flow was a bit poor. But from doing, the cash flow is poor. You're doing 2 deals, right? So from there, because before that I was doing a lot more, but I had more time. Do you see what I mean? I was doing more deals, but I had more time. Now I didn't have much time for deal sourcing, because you need to be going to the viewings and stuff like that. So it was like, you've only done 2 deals. What are you doing? I think, February I did a deal of that year, and then I did a deal in June. Yeah. So it was like those 2 months, and
nothing. Coming after that.
And I wrote out a business plan. I was ready. I was ready and raring to go. I was going to spend money on marketing. I was speaking to digital marketers, and I was ready to invest some time and money into it, but I just didn't have the time. So from there, I started a new job, which I'm still in today, where I was but I'm technically contracting. So I everything's run through my business basically. And that is land sourcing basically. So property development,
there is that
land agency, however you want to chop it up, but I would call that the highest level of deal sourcing, because it's the same principle.
And how many deals would you get per year if you're dealing with deal sourcing in land?
It depends. People.
What's the highest number that you've heard of, and what's like the minimal you've heard of?
People don't really talk about what they do.
Oh, is it? It's
It's not that kind of industry.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself kind of thing. But people could do 1 deal a year and be well off.
Oh, really?
That's the kind of industry it is.
I've been in the wrong game all my life.
Pardon?
I've been in the wrong game all my life then. 1 deal.
Yeah, people do like 1 deal or 1 or 2 deals.
And then what are they? What's a good deal?
What's a good deal?
Yeah, what's a good deal?
That's broad.
Like, what is a deal where you're making the high net profit? What's a...
that's how long's a piece of string kind of thing. But to kind of answer your question, basically...
What deals have you heard of personally? Like, you spoke to a guy called Sam, and he said, I closed the deal and I just made 10 mil. So to hypothetically,
no one really talk. That's what I'm saying. No one really.
No one,
says
not
that.
even your boss or
No one
your boss's friend that comes in giving it all that.
No. If you're giving it all,
you must
that,
hear something through like Chinese whispers.
Oh yeah, so okay. A good example is I heard about. So one of my clients, they owned a scrap metal yard in London.
Okay, there you go.
And then it was part of an industrial estate, but they pieced together the whole industrial estate. So it got everyone to sell at the same time.
Mad.
And then from there, they made millions. Let's put it that way. Cool. Because they pieced together the whole thing. It's pretty much a regen scheme, 2,000 homes, that kind of thing.
Got you.
So
they're the big makers. The deals.
That's once in a lifetime. If you hit the jackpot on that kind of thing, it takes years. But if you do it, you're laughing. Yeah. Like game changer. So there's deals like that out there. But yeah, most people are looking for a 20% profit on what the gross domestic value is. So if you're selling flats and all the flats, you're selling 5 flats and all of them are worth 100K. Yeah. You're trying to make, they're all worth 100K. You sell them all for 100K, so that's 500K. That's the gross domestic value. Yeah. You're trying to make 20% of that. Yeah. That's what most people try to do, or 25%, that kind of thing.
So 20% of 500K is
100K.
100K.
Yeah, so roughly around that. Like that's broad